Hello everyone, myself Sophia Punmagar from class 12 D1 section, standing here in front of you to present a presentation on the topic of government revenue. And these are the contents of our topic, so let's start with the introduction of government revenue. The income received by the government from various sources to meet the regular and development expenditure is known as government revenue. The revenue collection is limited to 68.21% of the annual target of Rs 1,403.14 billion in the last fiscal year 2022 and 23. Basically, there are three types of revenue, which is tax revenue, non-tax revenue, and foreign aid. So at first, let's talk about the tax revenue. It is the tax imposed by the government to the individual and the organization is known as tax. There are two types of tax, which is direct and indirect tax. Various types of taxes are imposed on people, like the first one is tax on wealth and property. It collects the amount received by the government from from profit tax, interest tax, etc. The second one is tax on land revenue. It collects the tax received by the government from the land revenue, land registration fees, etc. Octroi tax. It is the tax which is imposed while transferring goods from one state to another state or one region to another region. The last one is corporate tax. It is imposed to the profit earned by the registered company. The second one is non-tax revenue. Various types of non-tax revenue are imposed on people, like fees and permissions. Government collects fees through education fees, health service fees, etc. Similarly, by providing permissions for vehicles, weapons, various business, etc. The second one is fines. It is a legal obligation but not a mandatory like tax. It is imposed on those people who did not fulfill their duty and violate the rules. For example, NTC company can extra charge from those people who did not pay their bill on time. The second one is gifts. Gifts and donations are voluntarily made by the organization, foreign government, etc. to the funds of the government. The last one is other sources. It collects the income from other sources like betterment levy, estates, etc. The third one is foreign aid. The income received by the government from foreign organization, institution, etc. institutions for various purposes is known as foreign aid. Sometimes it can be loan and sometimes it can be grant. As you can see in this table, it is the revenue collection Nepal in first 7 months, which shows the custom duty, value-added tax, excise duty, income tax, and etc. This is the chart which shows the provincial revenue collections, and it shows that province number 3 is the highest province which collect the revenue, and the province number 6 is the lowest province which collect the lowest revenue. And this is the chart which shows the foreign aid of Nepal. इन्डियाले चाहिँ नेपालले सबैभन्दा धेरै foreign aid दिन्छ भने कोरियाले चाहिँ नेपालले सबैभन्दा थोरै दिन्छ, which is 900 million and 79.5 billion. Thank you.
Hello everyone present at this moment. It's 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐞𝐬𝐬 Idrisi from class 12 D1, and I'm going to present my presentation on the topic of government budget. As my friend Sophia has talked about revenue, now I will talk about government budget. Before going to the topic of government budget, we will know about the word budget. Budget is actually derived from the word baguette. Baguette is a French word which means a leather bag. As we know, all the budgets that are passed in a nation or a federal state, they are passed on a leather bag. The finance minister passes it, and then it passes to the assembly, and after that it gets implemented. So what is budget? Budget is a document which has overall expenses and income of a country for one fiscal year. As we know that why we need government budget. Government budget is required to meet up all the expenses and also the income of a country, and to calculate the GDP and everything that a nation has to be as economically. And after that, the budget of Nepal of 2022 to 2023, 1.754 trillion is the budget of Nepal. And we can know about it as government budget is required for all the expenses and everything. As we know, all the judiciary and to our provincial government and to the administrative government, everything requires budget. And after that, we calculate our revenue also by we gain all our income from our borders and everything, and we get it from there. And this is Nepal's budget that shows the resources and expenditure. We can see that over here, the revenue part in yellow on the left side, it shows the revenue of Nepal, and on the right side it shows the expenditure of Nepal. The yellow part is the remittance. We can see that expenditure is more spent on recruitment and everything, and as we see over here, we see all the foreign trades and everything that is shown over here. So we have more resources and more expenditure, but as we know that our government budget is deficient, we have more expenses than we are coming income, and we are taking grants and loans from every country. Nepal contents is very crucial, as we know that Nepal government has more expenditure than it has income. So we have to make it balanced by making our income level continue and to a level that our government can work nicely. So by saying this, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
First of all, good morning to you all. My name is Sonyapun Magar from class 12 and D1 section, and today I'm here for my presentation, and my topic is process of budget formulation. But firstly, let's talk about budget formulation. Budget formulation means it is the act of forecasting overall income and expenditure of the government for the next fiscal year, and it is made by the finance minister a few months before the next fiscal year. As you can see here, this is the process of budget formulation. Now let's talk about first step. First step is estimate of overall income and expenditure. The budget unit of MOF, which means Minister of Finance, provide a budget form to all the concerned ministers, department and local officials, where they fill the necessary income and expenditure for the next fiscal year. And the National Development Council, including other representative of the government agencies, make final decision for the budget limit. And next step is determination of priorities. As you all know, our country, we have a lack of sufficient budget, which is why all the sector cannot get equal opportunity. So the planning authorities determine the priorities in different sectors like agriculture, industry and service sector, where they get selected according to their resources and their available needs. Third one is preparation and selection of new project. Basically, it is done by the budget unit of MOF, and new projects are selected from the sectors primary, secondary and tertiary, and these projects are selected according to their priorities, which means that more projects are selected from the first priority sector. And next one is discussion. Discussion, it makes among the representative of the MOF and former finance minister, other various experts from different fields, secretaries of ministers and etc., where they give their appropriate suggestion for the budget formulation. Next one is final document. In this step, it is prepared by the MOF and it is discussed in the parliament, and it can even change the rate of taxes according to the requirement of the government. And the final shape of the budget, it is prepared, it is approval and prepared by the cabinet, and it is discussed in the legislature for approval. And last step is authorization and implementation. Well, in this step, the budget, they are discussed in the legislature, and after a long discussion of each and every form of the budget, it is prepared and passed to the head of the state for the approval. And the legislature authorized the budget and disbursed in the fourth month to the concerned department and officials under the heading of regular and development expenditure. And the disbursement of fund is depend upon the performance and nature of the project. And lastly, the auditors general handle the budget through the function of audit. Thank you.